and welcome our dear viewers to a new episode of Windows. I am Basma Taha. Artificial intelligence is a technology that enables devices and machines to imitate human learning and creativity. And today we will be tackling education in the era of artificial intelligence. I'm very honored to have here in the studio Dr. Wael Badawy, Member of Research Council on Communication and Information Technology. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us on Nile TV International.
It's a pleasure for me.
Thank you. And first, what is meant by artificial intelligence or AI?
AI or artificial intelligence have been defined by organizations and companies which is pushing the business and doing marketing research. So a famous company defined artificial intelligence as it's a technology that's mimic or resemble a simple operation of humans, and it encumbers of 4 different technologies. Computer vision, which means a computer can see; machine learning, which means a machine can learn; voice recognition, it can recognize vocals; and the last one, which have been emerging right now, it's called natural language processing, which means I can communicate with you or with the computer using my own natural language. I don't need to know C++ or C or Pascal or Java or any programming language. And later on they said there is a 5th element, which they call it deep learning. And deep learning means I use multi-layers of neural networks, which is used in the previous 4, and I will create a large-scale operation. If you want to benefit the viewers, we may talk about like, what's computer vision. Computer vision means a computer can see. A good example is the traffic light or the seat belt tickets. You take images, the images from the streets, the roads in Cairo, it will go through a system. The system will identify which one has a seat belt on and or without seat belt. If you don't have a seat belt, it will issue a warning or an alarm to an officer. He will verify and you will receive a ticket. I use this example to demonstrate that we live by every day, we drive by every day, we walk by every day, artificial intelligence application. If you want to talk about machine learning, nothing simpler than the coffee machine. You push a button, you say I'd like a cappuccino, large, extra cream. The machine will recognize what needs to be done. You say any model of coffee you like, you pick up. You have either a fridge or you have a washing machine. The washing machine will weigh the clothing, it will release enough water and soap for this particular weight. This is a style or a type of machine learning. So we use this example as well to let people know that you live by every day an AI or artificial intelligence application. If you come to voice recognition, there is nothing better than the example of when you talk over the phone, the social media will pick up your vocal, understand your words, and then send you advertisement about what you say, because you allowed any social media to track your other application. So this particular example demonstrates that your phone understands what you say. So you speak about maybe traveling. Suddenly you find all advertisement about hotels and the travel. You talk about fashion. You want to buy a bag. Everything is about bags. So what happened? Basically the phone understands your vocal and makes them as word.
Yes, that always happens.
That's always happened.
Yes.
So we live by AI. So this classification and the large language model or the natural language processing is what we use right now in ChatGPT and Copilot, all of these tools when we say write and they produce the information. So we live by, but this classification is made by organizations. There are other classifications for AI. People say it's a limited scope, general AI. This is never being in the market. This is just a researcher, they say, a specific function, general AI. I personally don't accept this. I want to say, what's an AI? There are 5 applications. What the use of them? You can use them in marketing, in making our life easier, in so many areas to benefit human beings, to spend less worry and less effort on easy tasks to be made by him.
Yes, Dr. Wael, when did AI appear in education?
AI appeared first around 1956. And it was one of the books they said, and now we can tell you that the machine learns. If you want to talk about AI in education, I can say back in 1989, 1990, we used to have computer-based training, which is a version of AI, and we used to get students to understand dynamics and mechanics. And I used to do this when I used to be a student in a university in Alexandria. So we used to do this as computer engineering students. So it started in 1956. The blowout of what we see right now, it's based on few factors. Number one is your phone right now is so powerful. The computing power and the computing engine, the processor of your phone, it can play videos, it can understand, it can play multi-screens. So you have a very powerful computing machine, which is multitask. 10 years ago, you did not have this computing power. The second thing is we know now about communication. We have fiber optics, we have 5G, we have. What's the difference between all of them? Faster and more data to be transmitted. So now you can see the movie with no interruption, streamed over the internet. This is a factor. The third factor is there is a company which produces computer graphics processor, and this company start to build clusters for understanding, which means grouping of processor, simple ones but in large groups, and this will enable processing of AI faster. So because of these three different technologies arrived to us in 2022, 2020, 2022, 2024 right now, we now have what we call it blowout of applications in AI. Without these three elements, you wouldn't have it, because it existed. 1980s, it used to be the era of AI, and people have the hope early in 1980s. When I was trying to do my master's degree in Egypt, 1994 to 1997, I was about to do it in AI. But AI at that time was actually diving down, or we call it getting into winter season. So AI, as long as we know, it started 1956. It has a hype for a few years. It went to winter sleep. It returned back. And now we are in a new era of coming back. Projection for the next 2 to 5 years, that AI will shrink back to specific applications. It will not be going through everything, because people in societies rejected to have AI in their life. Medical arena, they said, oh, we don't like the AI to give us diagnosis. We'd like to talk to human. Lawyers, which one of the first job people expected to disappear. Judges in court in USA reject to have an AI written documentation. They said AI did not swear the oath for joining the syndication of lawyers, did not do the awesome for that. Basically AI is not a lawyer. Secondly, the lawyers must review, because they are the gatekeeper for the correctness of documents getting through the court. So our society, or this society in particular, rejected the influence of AI and the change of jobs. So it will not grow, but it will have its own position, because it demonstrates in specific application it has a major advantage for human beings.
Well, Dr. Wael, we need to know some examples of the use of AI in education.
In education, AI for a long time was there, because when we had grammar correction, so there was this tool which using AI, like it's machine learning. You give it an article and you do there are programs to check grammars and syntax and stuff like that. This was about, so one way to use AI, and some of the application right now, is to enhance delivery of education, which means I can generate a personalized tutor with an AI bot, and this tutor will be able to increase difficulties, reduce difficulties when they communicate with individuals. When we talk about education, we have to understand that it's not a flat sheet education. There are gifted students, troubled students, or students at risk, and the average students. There's also students in urban area where they enjoy teachers, professors, schools, and there are students in rural area where you don't have enough density to appoint teachers, because they are on the border or they are in rural area. All of this demographic can benefit from AI as assisting, as demonstration, as supporting their school and their education, helping them reviewing, asking AI. And on Ask AI, I will make a stop because I want to come back to it because there's something serious about when you ask the AI. We as a professors, we can use it in supporting us in monitoring student activity, understand how people are plagiarized or copying other, because it makes a comparison. So this tool is available for us as educator to adjust or enhance or monitor the quality of the students. We also have tools to make online exams where based on your previous answers you'll have a more difficult or simpler question with different grades. So we use this as part for enhancing. The dangerous part start to show up that students will go to AI to solve their assignments and come back and say, oh, this is my solution. If there is a full disclosure, this is not my solution, this is an AI assisted solution. At this time there is a debate if this legitimate answer deserves a grade or not. But just using the identity of an AI and the claim it's yourself, this is where we come and say students are cheating. They should not do that.
Okay, and how is AI transforming traditional educational methods?
I love this question because AI indeed is transforming traditional educational methods in specific disciplines. So if you like to talk about geology, for example, you talk about layers of earth, and I'm not a geologist, but I can explain it. So I can put you in a cave, and we have one of these caves in the Ministry of Information Technology, of Communication and Information Technology in new capital. I can put you in a cave, which basically computer projected environment, and I can make you walk through these layers of geology. I can take you to a dangerous situation or a danger place, and I can project real scenes around you, and I can make you interact with this environment. So it can boost, with the proper infrastructure, it can boost the way we experience education. Chemical caves and geology caves, we have been seeing them overseas in North America around 1999, 1998. In Egypt, actually, you have also another place in Alexandria where we have actually a full simulator. This was back in 1994. A full simulator where you can drive a tugboat or a boat or a ship, and the master will be able to feel and see from the windows around you, which basically computer screens or large screen display with projectors, and you can basically feel you are on sea. And when the sea will go with high waves, you start to see the impact of high wave. When you have loads extra, you start to feel, and everything will shake. We do have this environment in Egypt. I've been starting working in one of them in 1994. So this is, when we talk about this company which making everything low cost right now, instead of spending $32 million to build this environment for masters, now you spend fraction of that to give it to regular students in high school, in primary school, in middle school, and in universities. And we do have lots of these different simulators available. In military, for example, if around 2006, 2004, all military shows will have shooting simulators. Instead of having real gun and real scenarios, they get the army to learn how to shoot and how to track and what are the impact, and they have all the vibration, all the shaking, and you basically don't need to have a battlefield to start with. You'll have a computer simulator, and after that, maybe instead of spending 6 months in battlefield simulator, real one, you maybe go for only 1 week, because you start to learn all the tactics on simulator. So it was here, it was early on, it was expensive. Now it comes to enhance the experience to regular people. You can do experiments with it, you can make walkthrough. There's also another use for AI, which is about searching. It can also answer so many questions you don't know. So if you have curiosity in a topic, you can start to ask, and get answers. And this is create one of the serious issues about validating AI information. Because if you want to ask AI, you want to make sure that when you search the AI, it has the proper information. When you search on standard internet, you get proper data. Data means raw information without processing. So you want to say, okay, give me the, maybe to make it easier example, give me what are restaurants around here. You will get the data of each restaurant. If you go to ask AI, you say, I am in this position, I would like to spend that much money, I like to eat 1 or 2 type of meals. What's your recommendation? So it will give you the recommendation order you have. At this point, people have to stop, and this was one of my book about what will happen, the revolution of finding information over AI. Because now we are using it. Now we don't say Google it, which means search it over the internet. We say ask ChatGPT or ask Copilot.
Yes, it is a great help indeed.
But if ChatGPT will give you the wrong answer, what will happen? You have to have the mean to validate.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are. So this is some of the issues around how to use the information. But it's a great tool. And I basically right now in my classrooms, I design some experiments and some assignment which has an AI component. I ask the students, okay, you know what? Can you write maybe 300-400 word paragraph on a topic? Go to the AI and ask different type of question to the AI will write about these topics. Now give me 200 word reflection on the difference between what you wrote about and the AI, right? So the students now are using this as part of their own curriculum because it's a tool, it's like a calculator. It's like you don't do math in your head now, you use your calculator. This tool, it's here to stay, and we have to use it to our benefit as educator and the student benefit.
Well, Dr. Wael, how will AI save time in the educational process?
I laugh because sometimes we hope to save, but it's not really saving. It will save time because instead of having somebody will go to, if you want to talk about gifted students, which is more advanced than others, or special need students, and instead of having private tutoring, you can have the machine beside them. And the machine will not ask them to transport to different places. So they can work with the AI bots to ask about specifics and to answer questions, and this will give them some sort of support for the standard education. So in my examples, I'm not saying it will replace teachers. It will basically an assisting tools besides the teacher. And this is
that is my common question. How can AI fully replace teachers in classroom?
It will never replace teachers. Because in my opinion, as myself, going to school is a school experience. Going to university, it's a university experience. It prepares you to go to the professional career or professional world after that. The experience does not include education. It includes going there, stand in line, salute the flag. All these parts is part of the experience which shape the human or the kid or the child or the personality. It will give them all of us in uniform, so all of us are similar. This kind of Coela learning or kind of learning, and they call it Coela in the field of education, it has its own and it has to stay here. Because we don't go to university to only learn or to only be educated. We go for the experience, for the interaction, human to human, interaction with our friends. We go for mistakes. We go for examination. We go for different things which will shape our personality. And this is the difference between different schools. These schools are different because they work more on personal skills and soft skills. So having just a computer and replace all the teachers with computer, I don't think we will accept it, and it will not happen. And you can have the computer to give you extra information. So if you want to see a topic right now, you can go to YouTube and watch these topics on videos. You can have an online learning. There is online learning platform. There's even one called Maharti, which is free, which is developed by the Minister of Communication and Information Technology. It's available for all Egyptians. We have the Knowledge Bank. They do have lots of courses over there. But will this course replace a human touch in a course? My immediate answer, it will never. You need to have a person, because education started with, in KG1, you get into the school, you shake hand, eye contact, firm shake hand, eye contact. This is how we teach our youngest little ones, that's right. It starts here. It never starts that you see this and you match, no. So it will stay. And when we look at different professions, it's still there. If you take a similar example, we transform banking system with ATM machines. So tellers have been transformed to ATM machine. The question to you is, when you walk to banks right now, do you still see a teller? The answer is yes. There is a person, human teller. Maybe one or two instead of 20. Maybe he has longer line. But did it get rid of the teller, or it just reduces the number of teller because so many of our transactions are straightforward? You can do it yourself. You cannot educate yourself. Education is not do it yourself. As a philosophy of education.
Well, Doctor, what are the challenges in carrying out AI in education?
Some of the challenges, I explain it, is basically we don't know, because AI generates new knowledge, and this we call it generative AI. The one you ask a question and it gives you an answer, we call it generative AI. It generates new knowledge. We have no control about the quality of this new knowledge, because it can do hallucination. You can basically get wrong answers. You can get drift answers. So some of the challenges right now exist is when AI generates the answer, was it biased answer? Was it respecting privacy? Was it trusted source? Is it an accurate answer? And this kind of information is not available around the answer. That's why they generate right now what we call it explanatory AI. So the AI will explain how it will reach this answer. This explanation needs an expert to justify. So you have the bias, you have the privacy, because when you ask the question, the processing will happen where? To answer overseas, not in your home. So the one sitting on the computer on the other side of the ocean or the Mediterranean Sea will see your question. When you upload information to ask around it, people on the other side of the ocean will see it. So these are the issues we are suffering from. And there's also the issue of accessibility. Can we access AI everywhere and anywhere? And the answer is no, because you need bandwidth, you need internet, you need computers. But you need also subscription, which has a fees. And this subscription is not available for everybody. And when you say, oh yeah, the ministry will do this subscription for us, to each one of the AI tools, because there are so many of them. And not all of them are comparable, because you cannot compare the results. So that's why these are the common challenges. There is another age challenge, which is I always bring it up. If you sign up to digital media or social media or anything, you have to be 13 years or higher. So for the youth or the younger than 13 years old, they should not be online, because the international laws do not accept youth below 13 years old to be on Facebook or Instagram or any of these social media. I know parents will make the account for them, or they will cheat and say, this is my age. So for youth from KG1 up to grade 6, they shall not be on the internet, because this is the best practice, and this is how to protect them from seeing bad photos, bad topics, stuff outside their good judgment. So in this case, what we do about it? So our government, because we have the leadership in Africa and leadership in Arabic world around, or maybe many area around the application of AI, they created a safe environment for them, and they start to educate selected individuals, which they call it, I believe, Egyptian Marvels program, around 1,000 kids, grade 5 to grade 6, under parent consent. They give them a specific, localized, protected environment to enjoy and to practice AI tools. But for the youth, the one in grade 1 to grade 3 primary school, there is no one will say these people even can have a phone, they cannot play games online, they cannot be online. Because any ad or any image they will see, they cannot make good judgment out of it. And I believe you understand what's good judgment, because we don't want to explain it to people. But so this is some of the challenges of applying AI in education.
Well, Doctor, how can AI help in enhancing and improving students' interaction in the classrooms?
On student interaction, we have tools where each student will vote, and this tool will demonstrate the voting results in graphs and different environment. We can also have, in some of the online tools, we use groups. So we can have people to combine their answers and generate documentation on this collaboration. The special access students, which there is a a national academy for IT for special access people, also owned and operated by the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology. You can see over there that there are so many tools accommodating people who have hear issues, visual issues, even low understanding or comprehension issues, because these tools will magnify, will generate personalized voice, will be able to repeat, and will get the reaction. So it will enhance the delivery, it will enhance the student experience. Gifted students and people who are superior for the classroom, professors and teachers cannot really tolerate them in the classroom. Usually they kick them out because they are basically disturbing the class.
Yes, this is my next question, which is which or what role does AI play in evaluating the students' performance?
There are different venues. I mentioned one of them to you is when we submit the homework online, there is an AI tool which will do plagiarism check. Basically, it will look at different assignments, not only in your school or your university. It can go across all subscribed universities and schools, and it will show the paragraphs have been copied from other assignments automatically. This plagiarism check is one of the AI tools. We have the online exams. It will help evaluating the students based on different. We have also in some areas of like non-traditional classroom education, like ballerina or sports or activities, cameras with AI engine behind it can elaborate and they can explain mistakes in shape. So if ballet or yoga or whatever, it can demonstrate to you the model of this particular movement and how you did it wrong. And by the way, these models have been exposed to them overseas in 2000. Speed skaters in a country I used to live in, they have a program which we can measure all angles, all shapes of speed skating, and the kinesiology school, it demonstrates it. Basketball players, they have this tool, single camera, it looks at different dribbling, different dunk, different movement of players, and it demonstrates to the coaches or future coaches how this movement and what the mistakes of this movement. And for the students as themselves or the players, it supports them into this activity. So these are areas where AI existed some time ago. It used to be expensive, but it's still applied. We can also do virtual experiments. So you can basically program the system if you want to have an experiment and you mix stuff together and demonstrate what will happen. You can do this with they call it virtual reality, augmented reality, extended reality. All of these are terms where you can live in a digital space on a green walls. Suddenly the walls will become images and live videos, and you start to interact with them, and you'll have a source sensor and different gadgets in your hand, and you start to interact with them. So this is how this AI will enhance evaluation, enhance delivery, enhance education.
Okay, well, how can AI change the role of teachers in the educational process?
Teachers, they do need to learn AI, and they need to know where AI exists in their curriculum. So we will not go into more practical, because the practice can be done, or the practical can be done on AI. So teachers will not say standard knowledge, or they will not recite the knowledge, because the knowledge existed in AI. And the AI actually can talk to students right now. It can communicate with it vocally. So teachers need to show the application of this particular knowledge. And this is where it comes to say, like, it transformed our classrooms. Because I don't stand and say, oh, definition of that, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't know this. We say, okay, here's the definition, you guys can review it. You go to your AI tool, ask for 3-4 definitions, critique them. Now, this particular piece of knowledge, if you want to apply it in the field, this is how we apply it, this is the best practice, these are the lessons learned from it. And for the assignment, do it yourself and do it on AI. And critique the outcome of the AI, which means the students need to acquire enough skills to critique, because if you want to critique a piece of work, you need to be master of the work. That's right. You cannot critique what you don't know. And so this is the way I start to shape my classrooms. And this is the way teachers need to do it. So teachers right now, if they don't jump and learn AI and AI tools and what they can do and what they cannot do, we have been seeing now classrooms conducted where drawing is not on a piece of paper and pens and colors. They have a pad and they have some characters, some pre-known shapes, and they basically draw freehand drawing. They change the colors, they augment some shapes, and this actually classrooms for drawing. And then they print out this drawing, and this became how you want it. When we have criticism of these particular classrooms, the supervisor came and said, you know what, one of our graduates went to France, and when they went to France, they told them, let's teach you this AI tool. They say, oh, we took it at school. So this organization contacted us back in Egypt because they want to get more of our graduates, because it reduces the amount of time to join the job, because they do know these tools. I say this example, this is a true example, hiding all the identification information, but this is a true example. I heard it about a couple of months ago, because this is the way it will go. No matter what the teacher opinion about AI tool, AI is in the workplace, it writes programs, people are using it to write small codes and stick them in a larger code. People are using it in producing videos, in producing drawing, designs, logos. People in the workplace, companies, small companies and large companies, they use this on a daily basis. They use it to create presentations. So if you don't equip the kids to be competitive in the market, graduating and learning these particular tools, you are basically generating a retarded generation. Nobody's interested to hire them.
Sir, what ethical concerns arise from the use of AI in education?
One of the major ethical concerns, actually not one of the major, there are so many concerns, and these concerns, it may become, or it may shortly will become laws. So one of the concerns is who created the content. It's you as a student or you as a computer. So one of the ethical concerns we teach is you have to say which part of this material have been generated by computers. And it's up to me to decide the grade. Because your grade, if somebody wrote everything on their own, they deserve a higher grade. Other ethical examples is the ownership of copyright. Because the AI, we don't know which books the AI have been learning from. And did they respect the copyright? There are some other issues we found that AI have been defined in a case in England, that this AI is not a creator. So it cannot create new content, it cannot create registered copyright, it cannot create registered videos. You may not have exclusive right to use. So this kind of material or this kind of concerns exist. Having the AI to be used for the good cause, not the bad cause, these are some of the ethical concerns around it. The beauty of it, it can talk in so many languages. So you can ask in English, in Arabic, French, Italian, Chinese, Indian, doesn't matter. Because the way it works is basically it takes the language, the question, make it as symbols, and transfer these symbols through the decoder to another language or to your own language. So you can ask. As our personal experience, it supported me in writing emails. So I know how to use the prompt effectively now, and I write my own emails with AI. And I put at the bottom, this email have been AI assisted. It gets me into the right conduction, into yours truly at the end, dear so-and-so and comma. We forgot these things, right? So it got me back into the proper English writing, because I review everything. So the major ethical concern is, if you do anything on AI, review it, double review it, and then write down this was made by AI, reviewed by me. And this is the major issue. People have been using it, it's very simple, stick your name on it and submit it, as if there were.
Well, Dr. Wael, we need to learn more about the pros and cons of AI in education.
Pros and cons of AI in education. We talk too much about it's good, it's faster, it's adaptive, personalized, it gives a personal experience, it helps people in need or people in in remote areas or people who don't have access to teacher because they don't have the necessity. On the con side is we did not have any studies about the impact of using computers in education. We have studies about using interactive classes, flipped classes, and all this kind of different as a pedagogies for learning or education. Nobody came and studied the pedagogies of AI. When the students will learn more, will learn faster, will get long-term learning. The other issue is when the individual be personalized and individual with own machine, it can help people to be more introvert. It will support no human-to-human trust because he talks to the machine and the machine will favor what? The students. It will answer his questions. So he may lose the human touch. He may lose the human connectivity. We may end up having more introvert, more people oriented toward the screens. This is what we suffer on it in birthdays for our kids. Their friends will come, each one will be on their phone or on bed, and they will not even talk to each other. Oh hey, there is a happy birthday now. Oh, let's go sing and have the cake. They put the cake aside and each one. Is this true or not?
Yes.
So this kind of machine-like and introvert and diverting from the tribe of human, this is part of the issues which we are concerned about as a cons for using it. And the major impact as well is expenses, because it's a quite expensive platform and you need to run it, and the system is not a program. You can train it a different way. You can talk about what we call a digital divide, for example. Do you afford it? Do you have the license for it? Do you use it? Did you train it enough? So people having different digital platforms with different skills. In education, we don't accept these particular premises because we assume in education, all of us will have the same book, all of us will have the same notes, all of us will have the same teacher, all of us will go to a same exam and will be graded based on our answer to this exam. In AI era, you create personalized education. Education is custom to my own skills, to my own knowledge. It helped me at my own level. It's not to my peer levels. So this kind of customization, personalized education, we did not study it yet because it's brand new for us. No, I don't believe anybody in education. And my background is computer engineering, not education. So, but I did not came across any pedagogical analysis of personalized education among the tribes as the implication of what we know about AI will do. Because we don't have right now a complete AI application for education. We have pieces and we have to glue them. But a single access point, it does not exist. And I know whoever will see this program will come say, no, we have this application, we have this software, we have this product. It does not exist. It does not exist on all of our curriculum or anybody else's curriculum. It exists in specific courses, a specific piece of information. So this is where I see the cons of using it. And the question will be is, will it be afforded in the future? Because if you watch the news last month or a few weeks ago, major companies developing AI, they start to go into nuclear plants, buying nuclear plants or refurbished nuclear plants to have enough energy to run their AI engine. So now we start to see that people in North America, they don't have enough electricity to run the AI platforms. So they are looking for one company refurbish an old nuclear plant. The other two companies are actually buying a small companies which produce a smaller reactor. And what they use for a software company for a nuclear power plant, they need the power to run their own cloud because the power consumption from the AI engine is huge. They cannot find any other way. And this was something I was watching very carefully because we know that we are moving. And these companies, by the way, they tried the green solution for more than 10 years. So they have powers from green solution. So we cannot say Egypt with our nuclear plant, we may have a good area to play because we will have the power. Whereas these people are over there still trying to create power. So one of the cons is, one of the big questions, will we have enough electricity to run AI engine for everyone? And we are here to watch.
Well, also, Doctor, I would like to know more from you. How would the future of education look like in light of the excessive use of AI?
As I explained, it will be more personalized in specific areas because everybody, when you have a new technology, everybody will go to it and try to apply. At the end, when they say, when the dust settles after a few years, you will find the specific areas which basically being used. So areas when you can use extended reality and metaverse, all this kind of nice word, it will be areas where we remove the field trip or remove the danger from going any place danger and educate the students on this simulator. So you may have simulators hours, not lab hours, where students will go and use, and this is not a computer students, these are regular students. They don't have a digital degree. They will basically, normal students, they will go and have simulator times, gaming times. We will also see more of the chatbots or the remote access. We will always see the personalized experience where we have students are working on their own curriculum, on their own computers, at their own time. So we may get rid out of the 24/7. It will be available for them 24/7, so people will not go to schools. So people may still need to go to school because school is a habit, but it may not be 5 days a week. It may be only 1 or 2 days, and the rest will be take home or remotely access to the teacher. And this is because of the mean of exploding number of inhabitants where you cannot also use the road and you can have all these traffic jams. So this is how it will look in the future. Will the computer initiate the education? I doubt it. It's still under human command. Still we say, this is what you can use and this is what you cannot use. So the computer will not come and say, oh, let's guys get KG1, teach them. No, I don't see it this way. There are people who are trying to generate the fear and say it in this way.
Well, and how could we make good use of AI in writing and researches?
In writing researches, AI supports summarizing tools. It supports also reading different languages. So if we want to talk about research and writing research papers, it cannot write on your, it cannot write, but it can summarize, it can produce. And when people are using it for writing, there are lots of tools which will detect AI content, so they will stop it. But this will come and say, are you here to read the actual source, or you are here to see the summary of the source? I would always prefer to read the actual source. And people who have been doing extensive research, you read the full paper maybe, or research, first 3 or 4. After that, you will read only the experiment and the result, because the introductory information have been known to you before. So people are using it. This is actually an interesting topic, and there are actually Egyptian startup companies producing tools, and they use this tool as assisting or like doing brainstorming with the tool. So you say, okay, I would like to this topic, these are the areas, these are the criteria. Can you give me the reference? Give me the reference, summarize the reference, show me the results. So they use it as a companion, somebody to talk to, not somebody to do the research on your behalf. Because as I stated before, and I always try to say it once, twice, more times, when we search information over AI tool, we need to validate the source of their data. Validating means time, location, source, what kind of documentation. If you don't have this validation, the information you got from AI tool, if it's actual, you are just lucky. But most likely it will not be actual.
Okay, and how do you see the significance of learning the basic topics for the coming generation?
We cannot create technology without having the basics, because this is the way we understand how this operates. So if we don't emphasize learning these basics, and in the coming generation, and the government will not put their foot down to enforce the students to learn the basics, we will basically getting a superficial generation. If we don't know the basics, we cannot push forward. We know the basics, and then we use the technology application to foster or to speed up some understanding, some practice, some knowledge, and then we can be fruitful in our application. Without basics, we know nothing.
Well, Doctor, in just 1 minute, because our time has come to an end, an advice to students and also to teachers, what would you like to tell them today?
Be aware that AI, if it's not here, it will be here to stay. Try to be updated, learn the new tools, use it as assistant to you, as a companion to you, but keep learning, because if you stop educating yourself about these tools and follow the news about these tools, you will be phased out by somebody else who knows the tools. And this is particularly for teachers.
Well, Dr. Wael Badawy, member of Research Council on Communication and Information Technology, thank you so much for coming today, and thank you so much for your insight. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, and I really appreciate this interrogation of informative information, so we can help our viewers into getting into more knowledge about AI.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wael. And now, dear viewers, we come to the end of this edition of Windows. Thanks for watching. I'm Basma Taha, signing off.